Hello, Eurovision fans. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. Happy Eurovision Day to all of you, because today is the day of the grand final, and I want to have a look at where and how Eurovision songs of 2023 are charting at the moment. We will look at iTunes, we will look at Apple Music and Spotify, and I'm using the great website, you can see it there, eurovisiontracker.com. They are compiling all of the data of the different Eurovision entries and where they are charting, so you don't have to go through all the charts individually. And as you can see, this is iTunes. We're going to work our way up to Apple Music and Spotify. The top three songs that are doing really well are Loreen and Tattoo, Käärijä and Cha Cha Cha, and Queen of Kings by Alessandra. I think it's quite interesting that Käärijä is doing so well that people are downloading this song, because some people think it's more of a performance song. People love the performance, and that's why they start liking the song. But doing so well on the charts is really a good indication that this might do really, really well. However, we have to say that last year Moldova came second with the televote and charted nowhere before that, and I think also not after that. So you have to take it with a grain of salt, but I do think this is an indication of who might be doing well tonight, and it's also just fun to look at it. And generally also, I think whoever wins tonight, as a Eurovision fan, we should want all of these artists to succeed as much as possible after Eurovision. I hope there will be at least 3 or 4 major hits coming out of this Eurovision, and making sure that Eurovision stays relevant and that more good artists decide to go into Eurovision. Now, let's look at Loreen and Tattoo on Spotify. It is impressive. This is before the final, and she's already #1 in Greece. She's in the top 10 in Denmark, Latvia, Switzerland, Finland, Norway, Belgium, Sweden, Netherlands, Poland, Austria, Romania. Amazing. And she's even doing really well in Ireland, in the UK, in Hungary, close to the top 10 in the UK before the final even happens. I mean, if this becomes a major hit in the UK and it charts there, this might actually open the door to be a hit in the United States as well. And for all of these songs, the Eurovision being held in the UK is actually a big chance, I think, to have global success, because lots of people look at the British charts more than at the German or French charts for trends and new music. Then Cha Cha Cha, as I said, is doing really, really well as well. You have it #1 in Finland, which is not surprising, but also doing well in other Nordics, in the Baltics, in Belgium, Czech Republic, and even Cha 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 is 55th in the UK and also doing quite well in Australia, and they weren't even in the same semi-final. And then you have Alessandra, Queen of Kings. This was a rival hit on TikTok after it was chosen in the Norwegian national final. So not a big surprise maybe, but it is doing really, really well again. Not in the top 10 yet in a lot of countries, but that will happen sooner or later, I would think. And then if we go further to the right, you can see a bit of a surprise for me, to be honest. Blanka and Solo, who is doing incredibly well, 7th in Norway, top 20 in Sweden, then Austria, Finland. I predicted this to come bottom 5, mostly because of the juries, because I know that the televoters will vote for this, but I might have been wrong with that. Maybe this is actually going to be a bit of a hit after Eurovision as well. It's very summery, so maybe that will help. And then when we go to the second tier, we can see Gustav, which warms my heart, doing really well. And I kind of predicted him to be in the top 10 in my prediction video. So this is another indication that that might actually happen. Then Cyprus, which I predicted not to do too well, is doing well on the charts. And Austria, I thought would do much better, actually. They are doing relatively well. Kind of hope they can afford more than gas station champagne now. But I also kind of thought that this would chart in a few more countries, and it hasn't until now. Now let's have a look at Apple Music, and this is even more impressive for Loreen. Tattoo is #1 in Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden, Cyprus, Norway, Lithuania, Malta, doing well in Slovenia, Finland, Poland, Estonia, just all over in Serbia, all over Europe. This is not a song that is doing well in a particular region. This is really charting everywhere. Same thing for Norway, Alessandra, Queen of Kings. Less successful than Tattoo, but still charting in so many places, from Croatia to Lithuania to the Netherlands and Finland. And Finland itself is #1 in Finland and doing really well in the Baltics again, in Slovenia too, in Sweden, Netherlands, Really, really impressive. And then we have someone new, and that is Noa Kirel and Unicorn. She is doing quite well in lots of countries as well. And this might be a bit of a surprise as well, May Muller with I Wrote a Song, doing well in certain places, many places actually. And she hasn't even performed the song in full yet, just like Zarra. And that is an indication that this might do better than I thought, actually. I predicted bottom 5 for this, but maybe not. Who knows? Look at this long list for Sweden. It's really charting in Azerbaijan, in Macedonia, in every single participating country, I think. And then you have Vesna, My Sister's Crown in the second tier, Zarra, Blanka, Austria, and who is here? Watergun, Remo Fora. So really quite a lot of Eurovision songs are charting at the moment. Let's go to Spotify, which is, I think, a better indication than iTunes because people listen to the song more and more and more on Spotify. On iTunes, you just have to download it once, and then maybe after you don't like it anymore. But here you can really also see the power of Loreen and of Tattoo. She is doing incredibly well. Number 1 in Belgium, number 2 in the Netherlands on Spotify. This is people actually listening to the song. Iceland, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, Finland in the top 5, also Norway and Israel, Sweden, Poland. I mean, look at this giant long list. Global, it's 106, the most successful Eurovision song. And I just hope and pray that this will be an international hit after Eurovision. Again, we have Norway and Finland doing really well on Spotify as well. Again, Finland may be a bit surprising and a great indication that this will have a lot of success because people really love the song. It's not just the out there and crazy performance and him and his charisma. It's also the song that people like. And who do we have there behind my face? Noa Kirel from Israel. So there's kind of a trend. You have Sweden, Norway, Finland, Israel, France, and kind of the UK. Let's look at the second tier. Yeah, Czechia too. Poland doing well. You can see here UK and France, if my face is not blocking her. UK and France doing really well, even though the songs have not been performed in full. So I might have to update my prediction maybe for where they will end up. I don't think that they will win, but yeah, let's see who else is here. Måneskin still doing well. Kind of almost better than Due Vite by Marco Mengoni. Check the website out. It's so interesting. If you're a data nerd like me, there's lots of things to discover. EurovisionTracker.com. You can see it there. I will do more videos like this on the charts after Eurovision, checking whether the songs actually do become global successes or whether it all fades away quite quickly, as has happened, unfortunately, in some recent years. And who will be the snap of this year? Maybe it's a song that doesn't win and still becomes an international hit. Really interesting to look at that. And yeah, thank you for listening to me and subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you did like it, and see you soon. I will also do, by the way, a video on the odds as they are at the moment. So check that out too. Bye-bye.